Okay, so you're gonna prepare your paper mache or the fast mache stuff. I think it's the same as paper clay, I'm not sure. Prepare your fast mache as it directs, or, you know, wing it like I do because I don't measure anything. You work in small doses, keep it covered while you're working because it does dry out, and have some water near you to moisten your fingers. It makes it work so much better. First time I did this, I did not have the water, and it kept sliding around all over the Scotch tape, and it was not doing what I wanted it to do. I couldn't get it to spread thin. As you can see, it doesn't really want to mold very well. It's kind of a pain. It's just something you play with it, you'll get the hang of it. So after you get some down, go ahead and moisten your fingers and flatten it out. Don't forget your edges. Sometimes the whole thing wants to shift and move down. Just kind of be gentle. Like I said before, practice with it and kind of learn what you can do to manipulate it. I'm not covering the sides because I don't think it's needed for this project. If you want to, you can. It's kind of up to you. It will kind of stick to the newspaper because it's wet paper. So it will stick to the newspaper, which is why I'm kind of lifting it up here. The edge is what I found is the hardest to do. Everything else is not too terribly bad. In fact, once this side gets dry and I move on to the underside, that side's really easy. I was able to do the underside of my other blade in a lot less time than it took me to do the top side. So you're just kind of molding it, I suppose, how you would if you worked with clay. I don't work with clay, so I haven't a clue. But I would assume that's kind of what you're doing. Once you get it about how you want to get it as smooth as possible, because you are going to have to sand this, and the smoother you have it, the less you have to sand it, which is always good for me. Again, another small thing is kind of flatten it out close to, but it doesn't actually have to meet the next one, because that's what this part here is for. You kind of smooth them all together. Like I said, try to get it as smooth as possible. I got like a dip right here, so I'm going to kind of move it all around, try to fill that dip in. And again, this part here is the trickiest and the most pain in the butt. You don't have to actually do the blade. I suppose you could just sand the blade on there, but like I said before, I really don't like sanding. So I try to get everything as close to perfect as possible before it dries. And that's basically it. You're just going to do that over and over and over again until you get the entire thing covered. Work in small batches of clay. I did a rather large one because I know I'm going to need a whole bunch for this, but don't make so much that you end up having extra left over. The Ziploc bag method works fantastic if you don't want to get your hands all nasty mixing it together and it powders up in your face. Mine recommended this. If yours doesn't, basically just mix it in here. Put all your ingredients in, zip it up, and then massage it through the bag. Saves you getting it all over your hands.